Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hope everybody's doing good and had a great day. Running a little bit late, forgive me. Welcome to S.O.P Presents Tidbits with Peaches on our Thursday session. As usual, as you come in, say hi so I'll know who's with me. Hey, Katrina. Hope you had a good day. Was running a little bit behind today, y'all. Forgive me. And again, I hope everybody's doing good and had a great day. And as you come in, just say hi so I'll know who's with me. It should be up on YouTube now. There it is. Hey, Portia. I see it. I was going to say it should be up. It was me that was running late today. So I was still missing some things. So I was trying to get my printer and fax up and running, but I'm missing a cord. So we'll have to deal with that in a little while. Everybody's doing good today? I'm going to try to give everybody a few more minutes to see who's going to come in with us. Portia, you ready to go, girl? You ready to go? You in vacation mode? So, give them a little bit more time. I don't want any to start without everybody. So, as you come in, say hi and welcome to S.O.P Presents Tidbits with Peaches. Hey, Ricardo, how are you today? Oh, I just got a big old smile. Hey, son. Hope everybody's having a good day. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about, I was trying to wait for everybody to get on. I don't really want to start without everybody, but so I'm going to wait a little bit. We're going to recap a little bit what we've been already talking about. Hey, Serenity. We had a free forum last Thursday, and we just talked a little bit about life and things that hit us in life and knowing when to fight back, because life is going to always be life. We have to get in a place to understand that, hey, Kim, not to let life beat us, but we beat life, because life is going to always be life. We're going to always have ups and downs. Life is what we make it. You can't continue to allow life to beat you down. So we have to get to a place when we realize that some things are just life. Some things are out of our control. Some things we can't change, but the things that we can change are the things that we need to work on. Things that are in our ability to change, because some things are out of reach for us. We can't change those things, but things you can change are the things that you need to worry about. But some things that are just predestined to happen, you can't control those things, but you can control some things. So the things that we can control are the things that we need to work on. So, and that's what I want to talk about today is change. Can anybody tell me what change means? I want to talk about change today in the different stages of change. Bet you didn't know that change had a lot of stages, but it does. I used to like to say everybody's hollering for change, but nobody wants to go through the changes to get to the change. So, in order for change to come, you have to go through some changes. So, that's what change really is. Change is just making a difference, altering it, modifying, replacing it with something for something else. So, you have to be able to understand that you got to go through some changes for change to come. Change is just not going to come. You have to endure some of the changes that come along with change. And, sometimes people are not, yeah, that's right, to make someone or something different, alter or modify. That's what change means. Sometimes people are so content where they are that they don't want to endure change. Change is difficult for some people because they've gotten comfortable where they are, and change makes them uncomfortable. But in order to grow, you have to change. Nothing stays the same, not even the seasons. Nothing will stay the same. We change from day to day. Some people change from minute to minute, but change is something that we can't avoid sometimes. But in order to grow, sometimes you have to change. You can't stay stuck in the same place. Change has to come, and change starts with you first. So the change that you're looking for, be that change. Let it start within you first. You make that difference, and then let the change begin. The first stage of change is contemplation. Contemplation is the stage in which people are aware that there is a problem, exist, and are seriously thinking about overcoming it, but have not yet made a commitment to take action. Contemplation. That means you're contemplating it. You know you need to change it, but you're sitting back thinking about, should I or shouldn't I? I'm comfortable here. I don't know if I'm ready to take the next step yet. I'm contemplating whether I should make a move or whether I should stay here because this is comfortable. I know if I made the step, that means I would have to change some things about me, but I think I'm gonna just contemplate for a minute. So that's one of the stages of change is you always stop and contemplate. To me, it's still procrastination because you're still saying, I know I need to do it. I know the change would be good for me, but then sometimes you say, well, I don't know if I want to do the work to go along with the change. So that's still procrastination. Contemplation. You're contemplating whether or not to make the move or take the step. But in order for the change to come, you got to make the move. You can't sit there and keep contemplating about it or procrastination about it. But then when you see others going ahead and progressing or moving forward or having progress, but you can't fault anybody else because you thought about it too long or you contemplated about it too long or you took too long to make that decision. Now you got to wait till that cycle comes back around for you to step in that door. When, while you were sitting there contemplating, you should have been moving. Because sometimes you just have to move. You can't stay there and not move. You can't keep contemplating it, or you can't keep trying to kick it around in your head, or well, I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit. Well, you done overcooked it now because you let it stay there too long, and somebody else done pulled it out the oven and ran with your steak. So you can't get upset or sit back and say, well, how did they do that, or how did she get there before me? Because she moved. She didn't stay there and contemplated about it for sometimes we take too long to do things. You already know that you need to make the change. You already know that the move probably was going to be good for you, and then you look at it to say, okay, this is going to benefit me. Is this change going to benefit my life? 9 times out of 10 it is. It's going to benefit you. So why are you still there contemplating whether or not to move? So that's the first stage of change. The second stage of change is preparation. In this stage that combines intention, behavioral critique, individuals in this stage are intending to take action in the next month and have unsuccessfully taken action in the past year. Preparation. Preparation. You're preparing for it. You're in the next, you're getting ready to take action, but you haven't done it yet. You're in preparation. See, that's better than contemplating, because when you're in preparation, that means you've taken the next step. I'm sitting here, I'm making myself ready for the change. I'm getting myself ready. I'm in preparation. I prepared myself. That's just like when you're going on vacation. If you're going to leave on Friday, you start preparing on Monday. Then on Tuesday, you start getting a little bit together. Then Wednesday, you start to get more excited. By Thursday, you're getting ready to pack your stuff. And then when Friday comes, you're already packed because you were in preparation all week. Hey, Charity. So that means you were in preparation all week for that move. That's change. These are the different stages of change. For people who are just coming in, we're talking about change, the different stages of change, and how we want change, but we don't want to go through the changes to get to the change. And we've talked about contemplation, which I called it sitting there and contemplation is you're trying to think about it too much. You're not hey sister, you're not trying to make the move. You're contemplating about your next move when you should already be preparing for your next move or be preparing for the change to come. In order for change to come, you do have to go through the changes. So I just brought you guys up to speed. We're talking about change. The first stage of change we were talking about was contemplation. So now we're talking about preparation. I'm preparing myself for the next move. I'm preparing myself for change. I'm getting myself ready. I know that I'm getting ready to make this move. So if I already started preparing myself or in preparation to make the change or in preparation to take the next step, I'm in preparation to move. I'm not going to keep contemplating it now. I've decided that I'm getting ready to take this move so I can change. I done prepared it. I've been in preparation for the last month, or I may have been in preparation. Sometimes it may take you 6 months to prepare, but you in preparation. You're not contemplating anymore. You're not procrastinating anymore. You're taking steps. So it may have been levels to your preparations to get you to that change or get you to the next level or get you to the next goal, but you're not contemplating it anymore. You're not procrastinating about it anymore. You're in preparation. I'm preparing myself for the next move. I'm preparing myself for the change. So the next step is action, and that's the best one. Action. What is action? What does action mean to you? Somebody type in the chat and tell me what action means. What does action mean? What does action mean? What does that mean? Don't all type at one time now. What does action mean? What does it mean when someone say action? Like when they say lights, camera, action. What does that mean? What does action mean to you? What is action for you? Action is the stage in which individuals modify their behavior, experience, or environment in order to overcome their problems. Action involves the most overt behavioral changes and requires considerable commitment of time and energy to do something. That's right, Charity. That means I'm getting ready to do something. I contemplated it, I did preparations. Now the action comes. I'm getting ready to move. I've already sat there. I set my goals. I checked off as I was going. I owned my stuff. I began to do the work so I can move forward. I'm healing. I dropped off some of the baggage. I'm getting ready to move. Now I'm taking actions. I'm moving from this place to this place. I'm not going to be over here anymore. I was stuck there for a while, but now I'm taking action. I'm getting ready to make some changes in my life. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to do it. You know, now they say you have to move in silence. Yes, sometimes that's the best way to do. Don't talk about it. Just be about it. You don't have to talk about it anymore. Just do it. Just do it. Take the next step. Make the changes. Do what you need to do to progress. Do what you need to do to move forward. Don't let it stop you anymore. If you've been following me these past couple of weeks, you'll know that every talk has been about something different that will lead you to this stage of making the changes that you needed to make in your life to see your growth or see you progress or to let go of some things and to shake off some fear and shake off some baggage and be able to move forward in your life and be able to grow. Things don't happen overnight. It takes progress. And that's where preparation comes in at. I'm preparing myself for something greater. I'm preparing myself for better. I'm preparing myself for the next move. And in that next move is when I'm getting ready to take action. I'm getting ready to start this now. I've set these little goals each week. Each week I check them off because I accomplished them. So now I'm getting ready to take action. I'm getting ready to walk into what I feel like I need to walk into. Only you know what your it is. So whatever your it is what you're getting ready to walk into, or whatever you're getting ready to shake off of you or drop off. So some baggage is coming off. You've been preparing yourself every week to drop some of these things off so you can be a healthier, happier person and to walk into your purpose, into your destiny. What do you feel like you're getting ready to do is totally up to you. But at this stage in the game, you should be ready to take action now. You should be ready to take action. I'm all about taking action now. I feel like I'm a little lighter. I done dropped off some stuff. I done owned some stuff. I done begin to heal for some stuff. I done closed up some wounds. Now I can take action. I don't have all that baggage on my shoulder anymore. I can move forward. Before it was probably too much on me. I couldn't move then. But now you can look in the mirror and say, okay, I've done the steps. I've owned it. I've dealt with it. I dealt so I could heal from it. So now I've learned that it's okay not to be okay. So it's okay not to be okay. But that doesn't stop me. Everybody's going to have a down day. If somebody tell you they don't have a down day, you just say that's not true, because everybody has a down day. I don't care who you are. I don't care, how saved you are. You're not going to always have good days. Everybody has a day. And even believers have a day when they're not okay. And that's okay. But don't let it keep you there. Don't stay not okay. Get up and be okay. Get up so you can move forward, so you can walk into the change, so you can be the change that you so desperately need. Sometimes we look for change in other people, and that's not where it's at. It's in us. Sometimes change is us. We have to change us first. And then the things around us will begin to change. It's like a ripple effect. You change, be that change, people around you are going to have to start changing, because you're not putting off the same vibe anymore. You're not giving the same persona. They can't see that person anymore because you've started the change. You started to heal from the inside out. So things work inward and come outward. So that change is coming outward. So people around you are going to begin to notice the change, and they be like, what did she do? I might need to see what he or she did, that it might can help you to change. So be the change that you're looking for. Be the change that you're looking for. And the last stage I want to talk about today is maintenance. Maintenance is the stage in which people work to prevent relapse. What do you think I'm saying when I say maintenance? So if you passed contemplation, you did preparation, now you're taking action. And the last thing is maintenance. What do you think maintenance means? What does maintenance mean when I'm telling you to the last stage in which people work to prevent relapse? So what can you do to not relapse? So if we've done all of the things that we've talked about for the past 8 or 9 weeks, and you've taken it and you've seen the growth in you. So what do you need to do to keep yourself from having a relapse? What do you need to do to keep yourself from having a relapse? What do you think you need to do? So this is what I'm going to say to you. Since you guys don't want to talk back to me today, we're going to say, so if I don't want to relapse, I'm going to make sure that I have my me time. I'm going to make sure I'm doing everything that I need to do to heal. I'm not going to backstep. I'm not going to relapse. I'm not going to allow negative thoughts to come in my ear. I'm not going to allow negativity in my space, period. And if that means I've got to find me an anthem every day, I'm going to find me an anthem. And what I mean by anthem is find you a song that fits whatever you're going through and play that song over and over until you get to the next level. So find you an anthem. Find you a scripture that becomes your anthem. Find you a quote that becomes your anthem. So you do not relapse. Sometimes it takes more than just hearing somebody else talk to you about it. You find you a scripture, or find you a song, or get you a quote or something and say it over and over and over and over. And I like to say all things are working together for my good. So I say that constantly all the time. I constantly say that it's got to work in my favor. It's turning around for me. It is not going to always be this way. So I'm constantly finding something else to say. I'm constantly sending Charity something and saying, this is our theme song, or Tanita something, or Portia saying, this is my new theme song. Don't break before your breakthrough. That was my theme song last month. So every couple of weeks, I have a new theme song. So whatever I'm going through, I find something to fit. And then I say, God is not giving me the spirit of fear, but of sound mind. So if I have to keep saying that over and over, that's what I say. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I keep saying it. I keep saying it. So find you something that will help you when you get vulnerable or feel like it's hitting you too much, and you say, "Oh, I'm finna go back into that." Oh, nope. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I'm more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Find you something to encourage yourself. Sometimes you do have to encourage yourself. I do not want to relapse. I say that too. I'm not going backwards. I've been back there. There's nothing back there for me anymore. So why am I going to keep going backwards? I'm not going to be like Lot's wife. I'm not going to keep looking back. I'm looking ahead. There's nothing back there for me. He brought me from there. He's trying to take me here. So that means my focus has got to change. I've got to change my focus. I've changed my mindset. So now I'm going to change my focus. My focus has got to change. My mindset is changing to know that I can and I will accomplish everything that I said I would and everything that God has promised me, because He is a promise keeper. He keeps His word. So I've got to keep mine. He made me a promise. So I've got to understand that by any means necessary, I'm going to get to my promise. I'm going to get there. By any means necessary, I'm going to make it. I've come too far now to give up. He brought me through this and He brought me through that. So I'm making the changes that I need to make from the inside. Hey, Alexis, I'm making the changes that I need to make me better, to make me better. You know, I learned something when I was in school to be a life coach. The lady told us, whenever you're doing something, sometimes you always take everybody else out of the equation and say, what did I allow? Or what did I do? Or how is this going to benefit my life? So that's where I am now. I'm looking at it to say, how is this going to make me better? How is this going to benefit my life? Because if it's not benefiting my life, if it's not enhancing my life, if it's not helping my peace of mind, then I don't need that. That change right there is, my peace of mind is more important to me. So if it's not benefiting your life and it's not enhancing your life, why do you need it in your life? That's a question. So if it's not helping you, enhancing you, or benefiting you, why do you need it? That's why change is good, because the old things, you can't take them to the new things. I said it before, you can't open new doors with old keys. It won't work. It may fit, but it won't turn. You can stick it in, but it won't turn. It'll go in the groove, but it will not unlock the door. So you have to remember all of those things. Today we talked about different stages of change and what change means. Change means new, to replace, modify. So you have to replace or modify or take away and add. So sometimes to get change, you have to take some things away. But when you take them away, don't pick them up. Don't pick them back up. Don't bring them back. Leave them over there. So you trying to get to a place where you can see the change, you can feel the change, and you be like, whew, this is better. This is much lighter. My life is, whew, so much better and lighter, because I'll allow the change to begin with me. The change starts with you. You can't look at other people to change your situation. You have to change your situation. So that's their situation. You don't make their situation your situation. You just worry about your situation. You worry about you, what you need to change. You know, I can't expect somebody else to change. I just have to worry about me. So you worry about your change and what you need to do, and then things will get better that way. You know, I'm not telling you, I love my sisters, I love my brothers, I love everybody connected to me, but sometimes change is your change. You know, you can't, my mom used to tell me something. She used to say, it doesn't matter how much you pray for a person, how many nights you lay out for them, or how many shut-ins you have for them, how many times you fast for them. If they don't want to change, your fasting, your praying ain't doing no good. And that's true. Because God said, God don't force anything on anybody. He's there waiting on you. So until they're willing to change, it don't matter what you pray, you speak in tongues, how many times you shout, how many you say. If they don't want change, it don't matter. Change has to be wanted by the person. You know, we can want change for them, but if they don't want change, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. If they don't want change for themselves, it don't matter what you want. It ain't gonna work. So again, change starts with you. Be the change that you're so desperately looking for. Take the chance. Take the chance and just do it. You know, sometimes some of us sitting on so much, so many blessings and so much. God has said so many things to us. He's made so many promises. And I always say this, help big God help you. He could do it all. But what would be the purpose of that? That would be just like if a dad went out and done everything for his child. Did she learn anything, or did he learn anything in the midst of that? If you do everything for your child, they're never gonna know any. They're not gonna know anything. They're gonna go out into the world, and the world's gonna swallow them whole, and they're not gonna know how to handle those no's because you never told them no. So what would that be if God just gave us all yeses? We would never learned anything. That's just like if I took my children and always gave them everything and never said no to them. But when they got in the real world, whew, it would have chewed them up and spit them out because they didn't know what no meant. So, I said all of that to say this. Please know that change begins with you. Do what you need to do with, hey, Lala, do what you need to do to change. Change begins in you. Talking myself down with his word, remembering that I am God's property, prosperity, that my progress comes from change. That's right, Charity. Our progress comes from change. Yep. We want to go higher, we got to change. We can't, even as believers, we have to change too. Sometimes God will say, you can't do it that way. You can't do it that way. You can't reach people that way. You have to change sometimes. Even I, you have to change sometimes. You can't get people harsh. There's a time to be harsh and there's a time to be sweet, but there's always a way to talk to people. So change is good. You have to change in some areas. You can't always be bitter and nasty, and that's not good. So you have to change some things about yourself in order for people to want to be around you. And change is good. Change is good and is working for me. So I thank God for change. I thank God for all that he's done over the past couple of months. We can look back last week and you can say, oh, I've changed. I'm not that same person that I was last week. And I'm not even the same person I was last year. So I thank God for change. When you can see the change, that's even more amazing, because sometimes you have to look at yourself and you be like, wow, I really have changed. I'm not that person anymore. And when you begin to change, watch your circle change. When you change, watch your circle change. It's a change begets change. You change, your circle has got to change. You know, it can't be you always positive, but negative always around. Positive is going to always outweigh the negative. So if you keep being positive, they've got to change. It can't keep coming around you. It won't be able to stay around you. You keep being positive. After a while, it's just going to be like, you're going to look around, they're going to be gone. Because you're positive, that change has begun. The change is starting to work on the outside. When you started it on the inside, it's getting ready to work its way to the outside. So that's what change is all about. You change the inside and watch it come out to the outside, and then watch what your circle become. So change is good, and it's going to work for all of us. So with that being said, that's what I had today. Thank you for joining me. I don't want to cut off, if anybody have any comments, any questions, that's what the chat is there for. But again, we talked about changes today. The first stage was contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Maintenance is to maintain your change and maintain your peace. Maintain your joy. Don't let anyone interrupt those things that you worked hard to get. If you've been working these past 8 months to get your peace back, don't let nobody take it. You maintain your peace. If that means you got to pull away from some things, you pull away. If you've been working to get your joy back, you maintain your joy. If you've been working to get to the next level, you keep that level. So you got to maintain those things. And whatever it takes to keep those things is what you need to do. If that, like I said, if that means you got to find you a scripture or a song or a quote to keep with you every day and keep quoting it to maintain whatever it is you're trying to maintain. It doesn't, like I said, it's some people is their peace, their joy, their happiness, whatever it is that you've been working to maintain. You do whatever it takes to maintain it. Okay, so thank you again for watching Tidbits with Peaches. I will see you next Thursday. God bless, and I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a good evening.